Hello and welcome to taik18. I'm Mohammed Adnan, and in this video we are going to discuss about how to monitor a data warehouse. Monitoring a data warehouse is really one of the important things because if you are going to build a large scale analytics, then you need to monitor that what is happening over there, which query is taking much more time, and what causes your storage and capacity to increase a lot, kind of thing. So in Microsoft Fabric, a data warehouse provides a relational databases for large scale analytics. Data warehouse in Fabric include dynamic management view, which is DMV, that provides you used to monitor activity and queries. So we are going to make deeper into this today's session. But before to that, if you're new to this channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, just click on the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. Now let's get started. So I'm into my workspace here and inside to the folder of lab 10, which is monitoring a data warehouse. Here I just created a warehouse here. But if you want to create a sample warehouse, you can just need to go to your workspace, for example. And then if you are into a data engineering workload, click on the data engineering workload and then click on home on the left hand side. And here you will get this template here on the top, right? The initial screen, the lakehouse, notebook, environment kind of thing. So actually, as we are working on the data warehouse, so you need to be on the data warehouse workload. On the home tab of this data warehouse, you have the option about to create a blank warehouse or a sample warehouse or data pipeline, data flow Gen2, or Mirror to SQL, Azure SQL, Snowflake, and Cosmos DB. That's great. So these are all the great features which we'll discuss in the future videos. But for now, just want to focus on the sample warehouse here. That is what I have created here in the sample warehouse. If I click on that, then it's going to open up this one. So like you have seen on the previous screen, that each and every warehouse has comes up with the default semantic model. So these are the table and data which it has under the default schema, DBO, which is the date, the geography, hanky list, and medallion and time trip weather kind of thing. So from here, if you want to monitor something, then we need to run few queries, then only we can able to understand that. So for that, we need to click on new query and then write the following informations here. So for example, if I go back to this one, yeah, I have it here. So select star from sys execute sys dot dm underscore exec underscore connections. I just zoomed out here. If I run this one, then it is giving me the available connection which is running on for this particular warehouse. So this is one of the connections. And if I click on this one, execute sessions and click hit on run. So this is going to give me the list of available authenticated sessions on this particular warehouse here. And you can also see all the other information here. This can be helpful for the database administrators if you want to manage the things and you want to monitor also the query and everything. This can be really helpful feature. Another thing which we have it here, dim execute request here. If I click on run, this is going to give me the list of available requests which is running up on this particular warehouse. You can see command vendor task and other things also available here. So in combination of these three things, if we write this query here, or you can see, let me zoom in for this. So this is a SQL statement. What it actually does is combine these three tables, which is execute connections, execute sessions, and execute requests. And then it's taking only the running status of each and every query. If I select this one and hit on run, then this will give me the list of available running queries on this particular warehouse. Now you see it has added up these three things, and even one of them is the one which I just run this one, right? This also included into this one. That's beautiful thing, and it is also giving the information about which has taken which how many amount of the time here. And one of the SQL insert statement which I used here, which is the time also it has taken up here, which is showing up here the default time. Yes, here, because this information is actually inserting into a particular table and then showing up the information here. Because for the transaction which is happening inside to a warehouse, it actually need to log somewhere, right? So that is why the insert has happening here, and that information also present up here. So in order to look into that more in detail, how it works, let's say, for example, if I have a query, which it actually gives information about while 1 equal to 1, select star from table. So this is going to keep on running this statement because every time 1 is equal to 1, So this is not going to cancel this statement. This is going to keep on using the select star from trip, which is the one on the table here. So if I click on run, then this is going to keep on loading the information. So when this is running up here without any stop here, if I go back to the previous query and the same statement, if I run here, then instead of 3 lines, now I should see another 2 lines, which is a select statement here. And if I click on run again, now it's showing up here, but you can see that time lapse is actually increasing here. And if I again click on run, which is 17,397 now, and now if I run here, it's showing up here 26 here. It's running since 30 seconds almost here. So if I click again on run, this should be more than 30. Yeah, it's showing up here. Because this is not going to stop, this is going to continuously execute your statement here. Similarly, if you have any SQL query which is running on this warehouse, then you need to make sure that using this query, and then you can analyze that, okay, this query is running a lot of time, so that we can investigate further on that. So if I again click on this SQL3 and then cancel this one, and go back to this SQL query view 2 and then click on run here. So now this should stop and you can see only this particular thing here. The one which is now showing up here is actually the one which I am running this particular statement. The previous statement which was taken like 30 more seconds is actually not available here because it's not running status. We have the query statement here running status equal to the status equal to running. So now the status is not running, so it's not coming up on this particular list here. So that will be a good one. So you can analyze that how this can be done. So we have a session ID, we have a connection ID. So with that reference, we can also monitor that in how we can use that session, and then we can dig deeper into how we can analyze it further. So if you want to furthermore do that, then we have an option about here where we can click on this query inside execute query history. If I click on this one and then run this one onto the other tab, let's create a new tab itself. And paste this one and run this. Select star from query inside dot execute request underscore history. So it is giving the list of available query statements, which is run by the user. You see, it has also given the option about select star from this, while loop is select star from this. Every statement is also, let me zoom this here. So while loop equal to 1, select star from 1, this is continuously running up here. Yeah, it is showing up continuously here. So each and every step what we have taken up here, everything is showing up on this particular thing. So this script result view which includes the detail of previously executed queries here. And now if I run this query here, which shows the detail of recent frequent running queries here. So if we copy and paste on this one, select particular and click on run. This is actually query inside that frequent run queries. And this is actually showing up here, select star from lab sample dmb.date. So this is the recent most executed query which is showing up here. And if you want to check the long running queries, also we have the query option. If I hope this should give the information about the recent one which we used here. So if I select this one, query inside that long running queries, and if I zoom in here, now this is showing up here. The recent one is actually the same thing, which is select star from dim date table. Yeah, because that's the recent one which we used here. That's the reason it is taking up here. And number of runs equal to 1. If the people are continuously using the warehouse and getting the information from here, then definitely you'll see a lot of information here. And you can monitor that and try to optimize that view or stored procedure, whatever it is, based on your scenario. So this is a short video about how you can monitor your warehouse in terms of query performance and checking about the activity happening inside to your warehouse. If you like this video, just hit the big thumbs up button. If you're new to this channel or if you haven't subscribed it, just click on the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. But make sure to turn on the notification on your devices. Share it with your friends and colleagues. If you have any queries and feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. See you in the next video.